All right, now we're going to be going into some award predictions here for the NFL. First, I got to know, who do you guys have for MVP? Because it's going to be tight races here. We'll start with you, Jake.
Man, all right. For me, bit of a shocker this one. I'm gonna go Jared Goff. I feel like with the greatly improved defense, another weapon added on offense on top of what they already had with Brandon Cooks. I mean, they still have their, to me, top two running back in the league. They got a great receiving core. Guys like Robert Woods, Cooper Cup, all getting another year. Um, and, with the great improvements they made on the defense, I mean, we saw last year how big defense was, and with their improvements, I feel like they could get Jared Goff on the field more, and he can dominate.
All right, I like that
Okay.
pick. Alex, we'll head over to you.
All right. So for my MVP, I as well as have Jared Goff.
Whoa.
Basically, on top of things what Jake said, added weapons, better defense. Todd Gurley, top three running back in the league. Coach Sean McVay is a brilliant offensive mind.
Coach of
He's
the
going to be
year.
around for a long time. I truly believe that this 2016 first overall pick is going to outlast Carson Wentz, and he's going to get this MVP.
You know, that's actually funny because I actually have the guy drafted right behind him, Carson Wentz, as my MVP. I mean, we can all agree last year Carson Wentz was going to win MVP. I mean, it's not even close. And he did not like watching the playoffs from the sideline last year. You could see it. He played it off as he did. Obviously, he was happy for Nick Foles, but you could tell he wanted to be out there. He expect a more determined Carson Wentz this year. You thought he was good last year. Expect him to even grow even greater on those numbers. I mean, I could see him just blowing out the MVP voting. It's not even gonna be close this year with him, in my opinion. Mike, we'll head over to you.
All right, I got Aaron Rodgers winning the MVP this year.
Whoa.
Coming off a collarbone injury.
A-Rod.
Yep, A-Rod. Uh, so, yeah, he's coming off a second collarbone injury. Might be a setback, but I don't think so. I got some reasons here. First one, they're bringing back Joe Philbin. If you don't know him, he used to be the team's offensive coordinator. They're bringing him back from 2007 to 2011. 2011 was Aaron Rodgers' best year by far. He won MVP. 68% passing percentage, 4,600 yards, 45 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. First MVP for Aaron Rodgers.
That was
Packers
2011,
finished
you said, right?
15-1. 2011.
Yeah, I mean that was
Yeah.
7 years ago.
Joe,
I mean,
okay,
Yeah, but Aaron
I'm
Rodgers
saying that
is
Joe,
getting
Joe Philbin, the offensive coordinator, I think it's going to bring Rodgers back to that season. I think he's going to repeat it. He's going to win the MVP. Rodgers is still the same player. He's still the best quarterback in the league. In my
Easily,
opinion.
easily, most
And
talented.
Agreed.
I think. Yeah. Okay.
yeah, best talented, yes.
The addition of Jimmy Graham, another red zone threat. They've been missing that kind of. I wouldn't call Jimmy Graham a superstar like he was in New Orleans, but he's red zone threat. He led tight ends in touchdown receptions last year. Packers have always missed that tight end spot. I think he's going to fill the void, and easy red zone target for Aaron Rodgers.
All right.
And another reason, I have one more reason here. Hold up.
All right, you're good. Take your time.
So I think he was frustrated, obviously, when he broke his collarbone, right? I think he's going to use that as motivation when he plays this year, and I just think that's going to push him. That's going to push him even harder, and I think he's going to work just like he did when he won his other MVPs, and he's going to do it again, and that's why I think.
So you're going on the same line as me with Wentz. He's going to take that motivation of being on the sideline to be even greater this year.
I think the injury is going to be good for him.
All
this
right.
year.
Well, sticking with the theme of offensive players, let's head over to Offensive Player of the Year. Alex, we'll start with you. Who do you have for Offensive Player of the Year?
Okay. So, offensive player of the year, right? I'm going with the wide receiver. Injured last year, broke his ankle. Odell Beckham Jr. Coming into his contract season. As of today, he has not received a contract extension yet. This man is hungry. He wants that max extension. He wants to be paid the big bucks, like the big boys, like Antonio Brown, like Julio Jones, even though he wants more money as well. Also, injured. He was injured last year. He wants to prove to everyone he can remain healthy. He can dominate this league like he did in his first seasons in the league, and he wants to win. They added Saquon Barkley. They improved their offensive line. Him and Eli, they have a connection. There's no problem with Eli and OBJ. OBJ is going to eat this year because defenses, yeah, they're going to target him. But with Saquon Barkley running in too,
He's going to keep him guessing.
but you can't have the safety being coverage every play. OBJ, Offensive Player of the Year.
I like that. All right, Jake, who do you have for Offensive Player of the Year?
For me, Offensive Player of the Year was your MVP, Carson Wentz. I mean, he just saw his backup quarterback, also his friend, go and take the team that he brought to a 13-3 season all the way to a Super Bowl. And I feel as though, winning a Super Bowl off the bench isn't the same as winning as a starter. And he's got that chip on his shoulder, like you said, and he wants to go win one with him as the starter. He wants to be in that position. He wants to win Super Bowl MVP. He wants
Good question.
Yes?
He got injured, right? He got injured.
Yeah.
What was it, an ACL tear?
Yes.
Yes.
That's going to limit his mobility. Do you think so?
I think it will limit his mobility, and I
Will he be as
actually think it
lethal?
will improve his passing stats because he won't be taking these risky runs. He'll be looking for passing option first instead of run.
Could that lead to more picks?
I don't think so. He's a very intelligent quarterback. I mean, we saw his first year. I mean, as
Good
a rookie
IQ.
quarterback coming in as a starter, he did okay with the touchdowns to pick ratio. I mean, him and Dak, they were in the race for most receptions without an interception. And I feel like going into his third year, he's maturing each year. Last year, his picks were very low for a quarterback, and his touchdowns were extremely high.
No, he tied the Eagles' record for touchdowns in a season. Passing touchdowns,
Yeah.
that is.
Okay, I like it. All right, let's move on to you, Charlie.
Well, actually, I'm going with the guy Carson Wentz, watched his teammate beat in the Super Bowl. Tom Brady. I mean, nothing more needs to be said. He's the greatest to ever play the game, and it's not even close. He won MVP last year, even though it should have been Wentz if he was healthy. You can't take that away from Tom Brady. He had an amazing year. Led his team through the playoffs. This guy's just clutch as it can get. I mean, there's none better in the business than Tom Brady.
Agreed.
You can't beat him.
Tom Brady is the
It takes a lot to beat him, as you saw with the Eagles. It took some luck, some lucky bounces. I'm not taking anything away from them, but it took some luck to beat Tom Brady. And that was just only beating him by one score. I mean, that was a very good game. Tom Brady set the record for most passing yards in a playoff game, and he just completely blew it out of the water. That's why he's going to carry that momentum over this year. That's why he's my Offensive Player of the Year. Mike, we'll head over to you.
The Eagles, without the Eagles and the Giants beating him 3 times, I'm pretty sure he would have 7 rings. 7.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, he would have 8. He has 5.
He would have 8.
Yeah, he has 5 rings
He would
right
have
now.
8 rings from a quarterback.
That's unheard of.
He would have 8.
And
Go on to
being
Mike.
loyal to his team.
Yeah, he has not left or complained about his contract once. Think about it. Tom Brady isn't even the top paid player in the league. Like, that's insane.
Yep.
He's easily the best quarterback. He's not the most talented, but he's the best all-around quarterback, and he's not even getting paid like it. I mean, that shows a lot of loyalty. All right, Mike, we'll head over to you.
All right, I'm going with the receiver on the Steelers, Antonio Brown. I mean, there's not much to explain about Antonio Brown. For me, hands down, best wide receiver in the league.
Not even close,
Without
you're
him,
right.
the Steelers would be a top offense in the league every year. Without Antonio Brown, what he does,
That
what he
offense is
brings to the
explosive.
teams, exactly. Without him, I don't think it would be the same at all. You could say Big Ben's kind of fallen off, but it doesn't matter. Antonio Brown's Antonio Brown. He's going to do whatever he does, no matter the quarterback. And the catches he makes, he's an amazing route runner. He makes some impossible stuff seem routine when he does it. It's amazing to watch him, and I think he's going to win Offensive Player of the Year.
I would like to point out something though. Do you feel with the recent contract negotiations between Le'Veon Bell and the Steelers, Le'Veon saying he may sit out, do you think that'll affect Antonio Brown?
I think that'll be a positive. I think that'll be a positive for Antonio Brown. Less running the ball, more targets for Antonio Brown, more passing, which means more targets for Antonio Brown.
More
And he's going to
coverage as
excel
well.
with that. Yeah, but I
Running back.
mean,
We've seen time and time again, Antonio Brown can beat double coverages.
He shreds secondaries week after week, no matter who it is. I think he's just at a whole nother level and almost unstoppable. Sometimes it looks like, but yeah, that's my case for Antonio Brown.
All right, we're gonna head over to Defensive Player of the Year, and actually, I would like to start this one off. I'm gonna go Jalen Ramsey, cornerback from Jacksonville. If you ask me, he's already the best corner in the league, and he's only gonna get better this year. I mean, think about it. Jacksonville, they're called Saxonville for a reason. They get pressure on the quarterback like it's nothing. Expect that to grow this year. Pressure on the quarterback leads to one thing: mistakes. You're gonna see a lot of mistakes on opposing quarterbacks this year. Errant throws, tip balls. Jalen Ramsey is athletic enough and intelligent enough to know when to break on the ball. Look for him to lead the league in interceptions and passes defended by the end of the year. That'll lead to him winning Defensive Player of the Year. Alex, let's go to you.
Okay, I like it. Okay, so mine. Different position. We're going to be talking about a defensive lineman. We're going to the NFC East. Is Fletcher Cox. Fletcher Cox, he is an amazing defensive lineman for the Philadelphia Eagles. He can get pressure on the running back. He can get pressure on the quarterback. He can get double teams and fight through them. And with the addition of more elite or very good rotational defensive linemen, such as Michael Bennett, that's going to keep Fletcher Cox fresh because you're going to have more rotations in and out of the defensive line. And you know what it's going to do? A constant flow of good rushers that's going to wear down the offensive line.
Yeah,
so when Fletcher Cox comes in, he's not going to be tired. He's going to be hungry. He sees Eli Manning. He sees Dak Prescott. He sees Alex Smith. He's coming for them. He's coming for the running backs as well. I got 15 sacks for Fletcher Cox, and I got over 90 tackles.
You also think, I mean, like you said, he's going up against Eli Manning and Alex Smith twice a year each. They're not very mobile quarterbacks, so they're not going to be able to escape the pocket a lot. They might be able to get the ball away before he gets there, but that's going to lead to a lot of quarterback hits and a lot of sacks for him.
He's an outstanding run stopper, as you touched on a little bit, too.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's head over to Michael. What do you have for your Defensive Player of the Year?
All right. Jumping out of order here. All right. But here's mine. Defensive Player of the Year, I got Chandler Jones, defensive end, Arizona Cardinals.
Chandler Jones?
Yes. Last year, 17 sacks. I feel like he's overlooked. Nobody really thinks of him as a Defensive Player of the Year candidate. 17 sacks last year. That's insane. I believe he's going to have an even better year than last year. He's got a new head coach, Steve Wilks. Bruce Arians retired. He's
Steve
not
Wilks, I like him.
Yeah, Steve Wilks. He's known to be a defensive-minded coach. He has a major focus on his productivity from that front seven, and Chandler Jones fits that. Some will doubt him. Some will believe he won't have a better year, but I think he will. I think he had 17 sacks, 52 tackles, 2 forced fumbles. I don't think that's going to be his best. He's going to have a more involved role with the new head coach, and I think he's going to do even better.
Chandler Jones, ladies and gentlemen. Very interesting pick.
All right, Jake, we'll let you finish off Defensive Player of the Year.
The reigning Defensive Player of the Year, Aaron Donald. How will he not win it again? His defense got improved. He will no longer be double-teamed as much as he was last year with the signing of Ndamukong Suh, who is also an excellent defensive lineman. So he will have that. He will have less blockers focused on him because they also have to worry about Ndamukong Suh. And like I already said, he's a reigning Defensive Player of the Year. I don't see him getting worse. I see him potentially getting better.
He's young as well.
Yeah.
Very dangerous.
He's still going to progress.
He's also looking for that big contract. That's going to spike his play even more, get paid as much money as he can
Watch out
before.
for the Rams this year.
Rams are a sleeper team. Not a sleeper team, but they are a dangerous team to look at.
Watch out for the Rams. Watch out for Aaron Donald.
All right, now we're going to go a little bit off the board here. We're going to go Comeback Player of the Year, and we're going to go out of order again. We're going to start with Jake here.
Starting with me? All right. My Comeback Player of the Year, Julio Jones. I mean, he is coming off potentially maybe one of the worst seasons he's had. I mean, 3 touchdowns, and you're supposed to be a top 3 receiver and a top receiver on your team. That's horrible. And I think with the Falcons saying we're not going to pay you because that he is going to have that chip on his shoulder to break his. I don't even know how to say. He's just going to be an absolute
Break the
monster
cold
next
streak.
year.
He's gonna go off.
Yeah, he is going to be hungry. I mean, I'm saying 1,700 yards, 10 plus touchdowns. He's and 100 plus receptions. He only had 88 receptions last year. I expect that to improve greatly.
1,700 yards.
That is.
You think he's
insane.
gonna get? Like, can I ask you a question? You think he's gonna get more receptions with the addition of the wide receiver from the draft?
Oh.
Really?
Yes.
But they
out of
did just
Alabama.
lose Taylor Gabriel, so I don't really see.
They still have Mohamed Sanu as well.
Gabriel's more of a special teamer.
But Taylor Gabriel still is a solid receiver.
We're gonna have to see how Calvin Ridley does. That'll kind of depend. Yes.
I see Julio Jones bouncing back well, but 1,700 yards seems a little unrealistic for me.
That seems very unrealistic.
It is not unrealistic, as 2 seasons before he put up 1,850 yards. So I don't see why he can't pull off another season like that.
Good point.
I don't see it.
Especially
You also have to think that he was the only wide receiver on his team at that time. Like Michael said, they added Calvin Ridley. Mohamed Sanu improved greatly.
But they did lose Taylor Gabriel, who last year had, or it was either last year or the year before, had a pretty solid year.
I believe Taylor Gabriel's nothing more than a number 3 wide receiver. He's no threat to Julio Jones' stats, in my opinion.
Sorry.
Alex, we'll head to you.
Okay. Mentioned him before in a previous segment. Mentioning him again. I mean, it's simple, guys. How come no one said it yet? I know Jake's the only one that's talked, but come on. Comeback player of the year. It's gotta be Odell. I'm sorry. Maybe sound biased? It's not biased. Broke his ankle early in the season. This man is coming back. Everything that I've said is gonna come true. Watch for it. It's gonna happen. He's hungry. He wants the extension. He's playing with elite weapons. Maybe not elite, but very good. Very young. Eli Manning, proven champion. Nothing wrong with Eli. He can get a little rattled, throw some picks, but hey, so is life, right? Odell Beckham Jr., he's going to win Comeback Player of the Year. He's going to have over 1,600 yards, and I'm going to say 15 plus touchdowns. Mark it right there. 15 plus touchdowns.
All right, well, I'm going to go, and I have a rare scenario here. Comeback Player of the Year is one of those rare times that there can be a tie for the award, and that's what I expect to happen here. I have Aaron Rodgers and J.J. Watt tying for Comeback Player of the Year. Aaron Rodgers, most talented quarterback in the league. Injured, what did he break his collarbone last year? And, I mean, that's what I just said. And he just wasn't able to play on the field. Look for him to come back. I expect around 43 to 4,500 passing yards. Looking to get upwards of 35 touchdowns and throw less than 10 interceptions. He's going to have a phenomenal year, especially with some new weapons on the outside, like Alex said, is Jimmy Graham. J.J. Watt, I mean, he's the best defensive player in the league.
Hold up real quick. That was cited by Michael.
That was cited by Michael. All right, that's my fault, guys. So, as I was saying, J.J. Watt, best defensive player in the league when healthy. When healthy, he's the best defensive player in the league. Easily the best defensive lineman in the league. He's good. If he plays all 16 games, he is good for at least 15 sacks a year. Expect him to get around 15 sacks again this year. And around, I would say, close to 100 tackles as well. He's going to have a dominant year and come back stronger than ever.
I don't know. J.J. Watt, he's getting old. Those injuries, he can't come back from those injuries just as strong. Come on. J.J. Watt's time in the NFL as a face, I'm sorry, but it's over. I think it's over.
Time bomb.
I don't believe it's over yet. I believe he still has 4 years left of it as a dominant player, in my opinion.
He is 29 years old, though. I believe he is 29. So,
yep, and
we'll see.
probably one of the most injury-prone players in the league.
Yeah, lots of injuries.
That's why he's a comeback player of the year, not a defensive player of the year.
All right, I like it.
All right, let's head to Michael.
All right. Mine is Aaron Rodgers. Charlie pretty much summed up everything. I summed it up in my MVP explanation for Aaron Rodgers. All the new additions, the well, I guess you could call him new old offensive coordinator, and Joe Philbin. I think he's going to repeat his MVP season in 2011 or his second MVP season. I think he's going to put up those same numbers, and if he wins MVP, for me, he's got to win Comeback Player of the Year coming off that collarbone injury. And yeah.
Okay.
All right, now we're gonna head back a couple months to the draft, and we're gonna go to Offensive Rookie of the Year. Alex, we'll let you start off.
Ooh, should we do offensive and defensive?
Sure.
Yeah, we'll hit both of those.
All right, we do both at once. All right.
Okay. All right, so here we are. Offensive Rookie of the Year, I have one of the top touted quarterbacks coming into the draft. Some say he could have been a top 4 pick. He fell to the Cardinals. It is Josh Rosen. Josh Rosen does not have any pressure at all. If he starts, he starts. If he doesn't, he will start very soon because we all know Sam Bradford will get injured. Sam Bradford.
It's a given every year.
Unlucky with his career. It's a given. He is coming into the draft. Josh Rosen, along with Sam Darnold, best overall quarterbacks in this draft. I'm sorry. In a little topic here, I don't see how the Browns take Baker, but they took him. Let's move on. Josh Rosen will have a great rookie season. He will be the next Kurt Warner for that Cardinals team. Mark it down right now. He will have over 3,500 passing yards, and I'm saying over 33 touchdowns. 33 plus, boys.
Damn.
15. He might get up there in picks, but I'm going to say less than 15. Less than 15, he wins it. Wins offensive.
Wow, that is
very bold. All right, what do you have for?
Especially from a rookie.
What do you have for Defensive Player of the Year?
Be bold. All right, real quick. Defensive Player of the Year. Defensive Rookie of the Year. Denzel Ward. Cornerback, right? Browns took him early in the draft. Browns are making an future elite defense. They're drafting a lot of young talent, young top prospects. Look for Denzel Ward to be like the Joe Hayden. Maybe a little better, though. Joe Hayden kind of carried a bad Browns team throughout his career until he was traded. But look for Denzel Ward to be like a keep to lead type player for that defense.
Wow.
Gets picks, gets pressure. I see it. Denzel Ward, hey, top pick. You go for a top pick, I expect to see top results. Got Denzel Ward, Defensive Rookie of the Year.
All right, I'm going to say on that trend of top picks, like you said, you're a top pick, you want top results. My Offensive Rookie of the Year, I have Saquon Barkley. I mean, like, again, I've seen this kid in college. He's insane. He's going to beat you with speed or strength. There's no way. You need at least 2 or 3 people to tackle him. You look, he's on aging Eli Manning. That's going to lead to more carries for him. Their O-line is vastly improved from last year. Look for him to get more blocking. And also, he is very underrated as a receiving back. I mean, this guy did all sort of catching out of the backfield in college. I mean, he'll beat you on a screen. He'll beat you down the field. Whatever it is, he will beat you. And also, in my opinion, out of every rookie in the draft this year, he was easily the most athletic quarterback. I mean, athletic player in the draft. If you look at his combine, I mean, he dominated every single category.
4.3 speed.
4.3. And that,
he said he tripped up on his...
I would say that wasn't even him 100%. When he's 100%, I could see him 4.2, possibly 4.17 in that area. I mean, this guy is fast.
4.17?
4.17. Very fast.
No.
If he has no pads and he is going full speed, he can hit 4.17 in my opinion.
The record is 4.2, I believe, which was from John Brown.
John Ross.
John Ross? Okay. My bad.
I believe Saquon, combine-wise, if he ran the combine again and he was 100% and did not trip up, he could have got under 4.2 in my opinion.
No,
I don't see that. I'm sorry,
Charlie,
but I do not see that.
Half a second.
He is 230 plus pounds.
Yeah.
He's 230 plus pounds. I know he's got big legs, but I'm sorry, you're not.
Big cats.
You cannot run that fast. You cannot run that fast.
That's why it's a debate. That's why it's on an agreement show.
Half
I know.
a second?
I don't see it.
0.3 of a second. That's what I believe.
Thanks.
All right, and for my Defensive Rookie of the Year, I have Roquan Smith. linebacker for the Bears. I believe he was drafted 8th overall, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
He was in that 7 to 10 range. I know that. I mean, this guy is athletic. He's a tackle machine. Look for him. He's going to start day one in that Bears defense. He's going to get hits on the quarterback. He's going to get hits on receivers and tight ends, running backs. He's going to get interceptions. He's going to recover fumbles. This guy's going to do it all. He's going to win Defensive Rookie of the Year, and it's not even going to be close this year. All right, let's head over to Jake now.
Alright, my offensive rookie of the year, same as yours, Saquon Barkley, although I do not believe he'll run a 4.17, but I do believe he will, after this season, be a top 5 running back, top 10 easily. I mean, he's got just too many weapons on him, strength, speed, catching ability. I mean,
Blocking too.
especially the Giants. You know, they've needed a guy like this for a while. They haven't had a great running game, and now that they finally got someone like Saquon, he's just going to take them to that next level.
I like it. What about your defensive rookie?
My defensive rookie of the year is Bradley Chubb, and I feel like he landed in one of the best situations because the Broncos have a great defense. Although it is older, I mean, he gets to learn off guys like Von Miller. I mean, what better teacher would you want than one of the best defensive players of the year?
Your position, yeah.
Yeah, and I mean,
You learn from
he's
DeMarcus
not
Ware.
going to be and when it comes to blocking, he's not going to be the main focus, and that therefore he'll have an easier challenge.
Okay.
Those are some good points.
Agreed. I cannot agree more. Michael, finish us off.
Alright, I have the same as Charlie over here, the same 2 picks. I have offensive rookie of the year, Saquon. You guys pretty much covered everything. I'm just going to go over it. He's got everything. Speed, strength, receiving. He could run outside, he can run inside, he can run on the goal line, any down of the drive, he can do it. He's going to be a top tier running back after this year. He's going to be top all around. He's going to be able to do everything.
Now, Michael, I do have one question for you.
Go ahead.
If you have a top 5 pick in fantasy this year, do you draft Saquon Barkley?
No.
No? Where would you draft him at?
If you can get him late first round, I will.
I don't know, but I want to take him
Not because of his team, because of the fact of the team where he has to face early. Because if you do look, the Giants have a very rough schedule early in the season.
For example, Saints, Falcons, Eagles, Cowboys.
Yeah, Eagles defensive
they
line
all
this year is going
have
to be a challenge.
That is true.
Like
All right, what do you have for defensive rookie of the year? I believe you already said it.
Yeah, my defensive rookie, Roquan Smith. This guy,
Linebacker.
6'1", 240 pounds, solid frame. He's extremely athletic. He showed it in the combine. He's going to be paired up with Danny Trevathan, who's a great linebacker. He's going to be able to learn off him. I think he's going to excel in the Bears defense, and I think he's going to have a good year. You have to watch out for him. Defensive rookie of the year.
Real quick, let me give an honorable mention to Shaquem Griffin.
Oh, yes.
One-handed beast,
You cannot
right?
talk about studs without talking about him.
Linebacker got drafted by Seattle Seahawks, excuse me. And him with his brother, I'm sorry, but this man, he is a very, very fast linebacker, which you need nowadays with fast tight ends and fast running backs. This man can tackle, he can catch. Yes, people, he can catch. He's fast, he can cover. Look for him to be a very underrated player this year. He is my dark horse.